In the boundless ocean of wisdom found in the Holy Quran, there lies a beautiful gem, Surah Yasin, the 36th chapter of the Quran. This surah is shrouded in mysteries and secrets, holding deep meaning and power that many Muslims are unaware of. Surah Yasin is often recited for its profound spiritual benefits, and its verses are known to provide solace and guidance to the believers. The chapter is frequently referred to as the heart of the Quran, symbolizing its central importance in the lives of Muslims. The profoundness of Surah Yasin lies not only in its spiritual significance, but also in the depth of its content, which resonates deeply with the believers, providing them with a sense of comfort and purpose. The beauty of Surah Yasin begins with the very name, Yasin. These two letters, unique and mystical, are among the disconnected letters that appear at the beginning of some chapters in the Quran. Scholars and believers alike have long pondered the meanings behind these letters. Have you ever wondered what Yasin means? What secret lies in the name of this surah and the first ayat? These questions have intrigued Islamic scholars for centuries, leading to numerous interpretations and discussions. While the true meaning of these letters is known only to the Almighty, their presence in the Quran is a constant reminder of the divine wisdom and the profound knowledge that lies beyond human comprehension. The significance of Surah Yasin extends beyond its initial verses. It encompasses a comprehensive message that addresses various aspects of life, faith, and spirituality. The surah is a powerful reminder of the ultimate truths of existence, the reality of the afterlife, and the importance of righteousness. In this chapter, we will delve into these questions with the permission of the Almighty, exploring the various dimensions of Surah Yasin and uncovering the layers of meaning embedded within its verses. But before we start, it's important to share this knowledge with as many people as possible. The teachings of Surah Yasin are not just for personal enlightenment, but for the collective benefit of the Muslim community. Therefore, let's ensure that as many people as possible learn about this important knowledge by liking, sharing, and commenting on this content. In doing so, we can spread the light of Surah Yasin, allowing others to benefit from its profound wisdom and guidance. Every person occasionally faces problems and difficulties, seeking help or support to solve them. Life is fraught with challenges, and it is during these times of hardship that individuals look for solace and guidance. Often, people turn to their close friends and relatives for support, hoping to find comfort and assistance. However, it is not uncommon to experience disappointment when those we rely on are unable to provide the help we need. Even close friends and relatives may turn away during difficult times, leaving us to face our struggles alone. This sense of abandonment can lead to deep depression and despair, making us feel isolated and helpless. The human experience of facing problems and seeking support is universal. People from all walks of life encounter situations where they feel overwhelmed and in need of assistance. This is a natural part of the human condition, and it is during these moments of vulnerability that the teachings of the Quran become particularly relevant. The Quran offers a source of comfort and guidance, providing believers with the strength to persevere through their difficulties. It is a reminder that, even in our darkest moments, we are not alone. The Almighty is always with us, ready to offer His support and guidance. To protect ourselves from such despair and hopelessness, the Almighty has revealed a secret to us in Surah Yasin. This secret, when understood and embraced, can provide us with the strength and resilience to overcome life's challenges. Surah Yasin is often recited for its protective and healing properties, and many Muslims believe that it can bring peace and relief to those who are suffering. The verses of Surah Yasin are a source of hope, reminding us of the Almighty's mercy and compassion. They encourage us to turn to Him in times of need, seeking His guidance and support. Understanding this secret requires a detailed study of the surah. By delving into the verses of Surah Yasin, we can uncover the profound wisdom and guidance that it offers. The surah provides insights into the nature of faith, the reality of the afterlife, and the importance of righteous living. It emphasizes the need to remain steadfast in our faith, even in the face of adversity, and to trust in the Almighty's plan for us. Through this study, we can gain a deeper appreciation of the surah's significance and the impact it can have on our lives. We must uncover the answers to why it is called Yasin and what hidden secrets it holds that can change a person's life for the better. The name Yasin itself is a subject of much contemplation and interpretation. Some scholars believe that the letters Ya and Sin hold special significance, representing a deeper esoteric meaning that is known only to the Almighty. Others suggest that the name Yasin may be a reference to the Prophet Muhammad, highlighting his central role in conveying the divine message. Regardless of the specific interpretation, it is clear that the name Yasin carries a profound spiritual significance, reflecting the deep wisdom contained within the surah. Surah Yasin begins with the words, Yasin. The Almighty swears by the wise Quran to confirm that Prophet Muhammad is one of His messengers, on the right path, and sent by the Almighty. These opening verses are a powerful affirmation of the Prophet Muhammad's mission and his role as a messenger of God. They serve to establish the authority of the Prophet and to underscore the divine origin of the Quranic message. The primary purpose of Muhammad's mission is to warn about the earthly and eternal dangers that evil leads to. He is tasked with guiding the believers, helping them to avoid the pitfalls of sin and to live righteous lives. Addressing those whose ancestors were not warned and are careless in matters of good and evil, the surah emphasizes the importance of heeding the divine message. The Prophet Muhammad's mission is not just to deliver the message, but to actively engage with the people, warning them of the consequences of their actions and encouraging them to follow the path of righteousness. The words of the Almighty in these verses are filled with deep wisdom and profound insight. They highlight the importance of living a life that is in accordance with the divine will, and they serve as a reminder of the ultimate accountability that every individual faces. These ayats, filled with deep wisdom, establish the Prophet's mission to warn people and guide them towards righteousness. They remind us that the path to salvation lies in following the teachings of the Quran and adhering to the principles of Islam. The surah emphasizes the need for self-reflection and spiritual growth, encouraging believers to strive for excellence in their faith and to live lives that are pleasing to the Almighty. By understanding and internalizing the lessons of Surah Yasin, we can gain the strength and resilience needed to overcome life's challenges and to live lives that are characterized by righteousness and piety. The Almighty employs numerous examples and parables in Surah Yasin to convey His profound truths to humanity. These parables serve as a means of communication that transcends time and place, offering lessons that are as relevant today as they were when they were first revealed. One of the most striking aspects of Surah Yasin is its use of historical narratives to illustrate the consequences of rejecting divine guidance. By recounting the stories of past peoples who turned away from their prophets, the surah provides powerful warnings against repeating the mistakes of history. For instance, the Almighty narrates the story of the inhabitants of a village who rejected the messengers sent to them. Despite being sent not one but 3 messengers, the people of the village refused to believe in their divine mission. The messengers, with unwavering faith, proclaimed that they had been sent by God to deliver a message of truth. However, the villagers dismissed them, saying, "You are but ordinary men like us, and the Most Merciful has not revealed anything. You are only telling lies." This story highlights the human tendency to reject what is not immediately comprehensible and to dismiss divine messages delivered by seemingly ordinary individuals. The villagers went further, threatening the messengers with violence if they did not cease their preaching. The messengers responded with courage and conviction, emphasizing that their duty was only to deliver the message clearly and that the outcome was in the hands of the Almighty. They said, "Your bad omens are with yourselves. Is it because you are reminded? Nay, you are a transgressing people." This exchange underscores the resilience required in the face of opposition and the importance of steadfastness in conveying the truth, regardless of the challenges faced. Through these stories, the Almighty teaches us about the consequences of rejecting His messengers. The villagers' refusal to heed the divine message ultimately led to their downfall, serving as a stark warning to all who hear these verses. These narratives are not mere historical accounts, but are imbued with timeless lessons about faith, obedience, and the perils of arrogance. They remind us of the importance of humility and the need to remain open to divine guidance, even when it challenges our preconceptions. The meaning behind the name Yasin and its significance has intrigued scholars for centuries. Yasin is composed of two Arabic letters, Ya and Sin, which are part of the disconnected letters that appear at the beginning of some chapters in the Quran. These letters, known as muqatta'at, are unique in that their exact meaning is not explicitly defined in the Quran. There are 29 instances of these disconnected letters in the Quran, each serving as a profound symbol of the divine mysteries contained within the holy text. The true meaning of these letters is known only to the Almighty, and they are often seen as a testament to the Quran's miraculous nature. Islamic scholars have proposed various interpretations, suggesting that these letters may hold esoteric meanings or serve as a form of divine encryption. Some believe that the letters could be abbreviations for divine attributes or concepts, while others think they may be an invocation of God's names. Despite the myriad of theories, the consensus remains that the full comprehension of these letters is beyond human understanding, reflecting the infinite wisdom of the Almighty. The letters Yasin specifically are often associated with the Prophet Muhammad. Some scholars interpret Yasin as a term of endearment, referring to the Prophet himself. This interpretation aligns with the surah's content, which addresses the Prophet directly and underscores his role as a messenger of God. The use of these letters at the beginning of Surah Yasin sets a tone of reverence and mystery, inviting believers to reflect on the divine nature of the Quranic revelation. The unique structure of the disconnected letters also serves a practical purpose in the recitation of the Quran. When reciting these letters, believers are reminded to observe the proper rules of tajweed, the set of principles governing the pronunciation and intonation of Quranic recitation. This meticulous attention to detail in recitation underscores the importance of preserving the Quran's linguistic purity and the beauty of its oral tradition. The letters Yasin, therefore, symbolize both the profound mysteries of divine revelation and the meticulous care required in the recitation of the holy text. The opening verses of Surah Yasin establish the Prophet Muhammad's mission with clarity and authority. The Almighty swears by the wise Quran to confirm that the Prophet is indeed one of his messengers, chosen to guide humanity on the right path. These verses serve as a divine endorsement of the Prophet's mission, emphasizing that his message is not of his own making, but is a revelation from the Almighty. This affirmation is crucial in establishing the legitimacy of the Prophet's teachings and the divine origin of the Quranic message. The primary purpose of Muhammad's mission, as outlined in Surah Yasin, is to warn humanity about the dangers of committing evil and to call people to righteousness. This mission is not limited to the Prophet's immediate audience, but extends to all of humanity across time and place. The surah addresses those whose ancestors were not warned, highlighting the continuity of divine guidance throughout history. The Prophet's role is to remind people of the consequences of their actions, both in this world and in the hereafter, and to guide them towards a life of virtue and piety. The surah emphasizes the Prophet's duty to convey the message clearly and to warn people of the dire consequences of ignoring divine guidance. It speaks to the human tendency to become careless in matters of good and evil, often neglecting the moral and ethical dimensions of their actions. The verses highlight the importance of attentiveness and mindfulness in adhering to the principles of righteousness. They remind believers that the path to salvation requires constant vigilance and a sincere commitment to following the divine will. The wisdom contained in these ayats is profound and far-reaching. They not only establish the Prophet's mission, but also provide a framework for understanding the broader purpose of divine revelation. The verses underscore the importance of heeding the divine message and the consequences of turning away from it. They serve as a reminder of the ultimate accountability that every individual faces and the need to live a life that is in accordance with the divine will. In conveying this message, the Almighty uses various examples and parables to illustrate the principles of good and evil. These parables serve as powerful tools for teaching and reflection, offering insights into the human condition and the nature of divine justice. By reflecting on these examples, believers can gain a deeper understanding of the moral and ethical imperatives of their faith and the consequences of their actions. The ayats of Surah Yasin, filled with deep wisdom, establish the Prophet's mission to warn people and guide them towards righteousness. They remind us that the path to salvation lies in following the teachings of the Quran and adhering to the principles of Islam. The surah emphasizes the need for self-reflection and spiritual growth, encouraging believers to strive for excellence in their faith and to live lives that are pleasing to the Almighty. By understanding and internalizing the lessons of Surah Yasin, we can gain the strength and resilience needed to overcome life's challenges and to live lives that are characterized by righteousness and piety. The use of parables and historical narratives in Surah Yasin is particularly effective in conveying the consequences of rejecting divine guidance. These stories serve as cautionary tales, warning us of the dangers of arrogance, disbelief, and moral neglect. They highlight the importance of humility, obedience, and a sincere commitment to following the divine will. By reflecting on these narratives, believers can gain valuable insights into the nature of faith and the importance of remaining steadfast in the face of adversity. In summary, Surah Yasin is a profound and multifaceted chapter of the Quran that offers deep wisdom and guidance to believers. Its opening verses establish the Prophet Muhammad's mission with clarity and authority, emphasizing the divine origin of his message. The surah uses various examples and parables to illustrate the principles of good and evil, providing powerful lessons about the consequences of rejecting divine guidance. By understanding and internalizing these lessons, believers can gain the strength and resilience needed to live lives of righteousness and piety. The Almighty, in His infinite wisdom, reminds us in Surah Yasin that all our deeds are meticulously recorded, and we will be held accountable for them on the Day of Judgment. This notion of accountability is a central theme in Islamic theology, emphasizing that every action, no matter how small, is observed and documented by the divine. This principle serves as a powerful reminder for believers to live their lives with a constant awareness of their actions and their consequences. In Surah Yasin, the Almighty emphasizes the inevitability of resurrection and judgment. The verses remind us that life does not end with death, but continues into the hereafter, where every individual will be resurrected and judged based on their deeds. This belief in the afterlife is fundamental to the Islamic faith, providing a framework for understanding the purpose of life and the importance of moral and ethical behavior. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes that the life of this world is temporary and a test, and the true eternal life begins after death. The surah addresses those who do not strive for a successful outcome of meeting with God and fail to prepare for the day of judgment. It highlights the arrogance and disbelief of those who reject the concept of resurrection and accountability, demanding proof of God's existence and questioning the reality of the afterlife. These individuals exhibit a profound sense of arrogance, behaving as though they are beyond the reach of divine justice. They challenge the divine message with a defiant attitude, demanding tangible evidence of the unseen. The verses of Surah Yasin serve as a stark warning to such individuals, emphasizing the reality of the day of judgment and the certainty of divine retribution. The Almighty reminds them that their disbelief and arrogance will not protect them from the consequences of their actions. The surah underscores the importance of humility and faith, urging believers to trust in the divine wisdom and to prepare for the inevitable meeting with their Creator. The Quran describes the resurrection process in vivid detail, illustrating the power and majesty of the Almighty. He brings the dead back to life, a concept that is illustrated through the natural world. For example, the dead earth is revived by rain, bringing forth plants and life. This natural cycle serves as a sign of the resurrection, demonstrating God's ability to restore life after death. These signs are intended to awaken the hearts and minds of the believers, encouraging them to reflect on the transient nature of this world and the permanence of the hereafter. Surah Yasin provides numerous proofs of the Almighty's existence through the miracles of nature. The verses highlight the signs in the natural world that point to the divine presence and power. For instance, the alternation of night and day, the movement of the sun, and the growth of plants from the dead earth are all manifestations of God's creative power. These natural phenomena are not random occurrences, but are meticulously orchestrated by the divine will. The surah emphasizes that the signs in nature should lead to gratitude and recognition of God's mercy and wisdom. The life-giving rain that revives the dead earth, the fruits and vegetation that provide sustenance, and the intricate balance of the natural world all testify to the benevolence and power of the Almighty. These signs are meant to inspire reflection and reverence, prompting believers to acknowledge the greatness of their Creator and to live in accordance with His will. The verses also highlight the folly of attributing the wonders of nature to chance or chaos. The orderly functioning of the universe, with its precise laws and harmonious systems, is a clear indication of a purposeful and intelligent Creator. The surah refutes the notion that the universe is the result of an accidental explosion or random events, emphasizing instead the deliberate and thoughtful design of the divine. In addition to the signs in nature, Surah Yasin also addresses the human tendency to become heedless and neglectful of their spiritual responsibilities. The verses remind us that true faith requires more than just acknowledgement of God's existence. It demands a sincere commitment to living a righteous life. Believers are urged to follow the guidance of the Quran and the example of the Prophet Muhammad, striving to embody the principles of justice, compassion, and humility in their daily lives. The concluding verses of Surah Yasin reaffirm the absolute power and knowledge of the Almighty. The surah emphasizes that God, who created the heavens and the earth, has the power to recreate them and to bring about the resurrection. The ease with which God commands be, and it is, underscores his limitless power and authority. This divine command highlights the effortless nature of God's creative power and serves as a reminder of his sovereignty over all creation. The surah calls on believers to reflect on the signs around them and to recognize the omnipotence and omniscience of the Almighty. It challenges the arrogance of those who deny the resurrection and judgment, reminding them that their disbelief does not diminish God's power in any way. The verses serve as a powerful reminder of the transient nature of worldly life and the permanence of the hereafter, urging believers to focus on their spiritual growth and preparation for the day of judgment. Surah Yasin's message is clear and profound. The purpose of life is to worship God, live righteously, and prepare for the afterlife. The surah emphasizes the importance of following the divine guidance, remaining steadfast in faith, and striving to do good deeds. It highlights the consequences of heedlessness and arrogance, warning of the inevitable accountability that every individual will face. In reflecting on the teachings of Surah Yasin, believers are encouraged to seek the Almighty's guidance and protection. The surah serves as a source of spiritual strength and inspiration, reminding us of the importance of maintaining a strong connection with God and living in accordance with His will. The lessons of Surah Yasin are timeless, offering valuable insights into the nature of faith, the reality of the afterlife, and the importance of living a life of righteousness and piety. By internalizing the teachings of Surah Yasin, believers can gain a deeper understanding of their faith and the principles that should guide their lives. The surah encourages self-reflection, humility, and a sincere commitment to spiritual growth. It serves as a reminder of the ultimate accountability that awaits every individual and the need to live a life that is pleasing to the Almighty. In summary, Surah Yasin is a profound and multifaceted chapter of the Quran that offers deep wisdom and guidance to believers. Its verses emphasize the importance of recognizing the signs of God's presence in the natural world, maintaining a steadfast faith, and preparing for the day of judgment. The surah's teachings encourage believers to live righteous lives, trust in the divine wisdom, and remain mindful of their spiritual responsibilities. By reflecting on the lessons of Surah Yasin, believers can gain the strength and resilience needed to navigate life's challenges and to live lives that are characterized by righteousness and piety.